3-7 doesn't sit well with you. So, it's your world.
3-7 equals 10, that's all I know.
Yep.
That wasn't Virginia Union football, but I take full responsibility for it. But I feel good about where we're going. We had a 3-week run for the most part where we lost 3 games by 5 points. So, you know.
1 point loss to Bowie, 1 point to Chuan, and a 3-point Elizabeth City. Those games were really in the middle of the season, make or break ball games.
Yeah, they would make a break for sure, and it kind of bruised us a little bit, but it was a lesson learned, you know. So we feel good about what happened last year. We're going to learn from it, use it as an advantage with regards to going forward this year. We plan on going forward.
One thing about this year's team, you have a lot more experience now than you did last year. People didn't realize you were a very young football team in a lot of vital positions.
Yeah, we played them, so, you know, didn't want to sit out. Kind of played them. They got game experience for the most part, going against big people, you know, Winston, Shaw, Fayetteville. We played all the big boys, so we wanted to get them on tape too. But we didn't duck anybody. We played really good CIAA teams, and we want to be a really good CIAA team. So they got experience against those people in competition, so they know what it takes. You know, so hopefully we'll throw some punches back this year.
Knowing how you like to run the football with David Mims, your All-American, gone, what do we see from their offensive line?
The offensive line is actually going to lead our program this year. We returned the center in both guards and another guard, but the 2 tackles we had in spring ball. So we build our program around offensive line, so they should take hold this year and show what Virginia Union football is about. We feel really good about that. You know, Julian, our center, returned, and James George, our right guard. Those guys have been here all summer working out, trying to get ready. So I feel good about the tempo coming from the O-line.
And because you do have a solid offensive line, it makes those running backs fantastic, especially Gerald Washington, 800 yards, a couple of touchdowns, a big play guy. Talk about Washington and the remainder of the running backs.
It's a family of running backs, you know. I call him number 29. But he's a good little guy. He runs hard, cleaning up some of his pass pro responsibilities. But we feel good about featuring Jarrell. He should be the #1 back coming out. So I'm going to give him the ball as much as he can handle it, that kind of thing, running behind that offensive line. That's kind of what Virginia Union is going to do. Everybody knows that. But he's been working hard. He's down in Florida, and he texts me all the time saying he's ready to roll. So that's a good thing, you know. He's working hard, and he's got some boys in front of him that really like him, and they work real close together in terms of what we're trying to do in the scheme.
Who should we anticipate seeing at quarterback when you open against St. Augustine's on the 27th?
Got a couple guys on campus, but good thing about quarterback, Cheston Hickman, he'll be a senior this year. He's probably 4.0 student, going to graduate on time, and he's going into the 3rd year of the scheme with me, so I feel good about that. I'm not really, you know, teaching a new guy what we want to do at Union, so he's going to help me move the offense for the most part, but Cheston Hickman should take those snaps, and we got a couple guys behind him that are ready to play, so I feel good about his leadership ability.
Defensive side of the ball, I just mentioned you were number 10 in points allowed in the conference, and again, another one of those sticking points, Union football. How do we make adjustments on the defensive side?
Keep people out the red zone and the end zone, but we didn't do a good job of that. But going back, looking at film and everything, it was one of the issues we thought we had to address with regards to defense, and we made a good decision. So I feel good about that side of the ball. Kevin Grizzly's going to be our defensive coordinator, and I've worked with him for about 5 or 6 years in the past. You kind of know what he's going to bring on defense, and that's good for Virginia Union. It kind of gets us back on the map with regards to being a physical football team. So offensively and defensively, we feel like we'll be a physical football team, and hopefully our special teams will continue to grow. We had pretty decent special teams last year, but between offense, defense, and special teams, I think this 3rd year we ought to shape up to be a pretty good team in CIAA.
Before we let you go, last year you opened the season at Winston-Salem State.
Yeah, Winston actually opened it.
And you were on the other side.
Yeah.
Winston, and then you went to Shaw, and like you said, 2 of the heavyweights on the CIAA South.
Right.
This year, your season maybe, you know, it's very tough too. I mean, you open at St. Augustine's, open with them on the 27th, and then you go down to South Carolina and play a team that a lot of people are talking about SIAC-wise in Benedict. Yeah. Your philosophy about opening the season with tough teams, or this is just kind of the breaks?
Back when I was coaching before, I would always look at Winston's schedule and some of those teams in the South and they played really good football teams, and they would take some lumps. But toward the middle of the season and towards the end, they were always on top. And I'm not the kind of guy that's going to dodge competition. I'm going to learn more from playing a really good team than beating up a JV team, so to speak. So I want to play legitimate opponents in the conference because our goal is to win the championship. So you got to beat those people to, you know, accomplish your goals. So I'm not going to duck anybody. I want to be one of the top teams, and our guys, it's motivation for them. You know, our style of football. We won 10 CIAA championships at Virginia Union, so we know what it tastes like. But we got to get back to the table and try to eat.
We're going to leave 79 viewers so far online. CIAA.com. You can ask your questions online at the live stream or Twitter. Question comes to you. Didn't put a name down. But when we talk about the significance of Hovey Field and playing in, I think it's been based on a historical preservation list or something like that. They just said, what about Hovey Field? So they didn't give me a name. So what about Hovey Field?
100 yards and 2 end zones. A lot of games been there, a lot of history.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears from former Virginia Union football players in the program in itself. So it means the world to us to actually play at home. And this year we have 6 home games. So we really want to be comfortable in that environment. But no matter where the game is played, you got to bring it to the table from the beginning. But we have 6 home games, and hopefully those guys will respect the past and kind of keep us going towards the future with Hovey Field and our athletic department and our football program. So hopefully we'll take care of business at home, and we got some big boys coming up in there, but we feel like we're one of the big boys too.
Well, we'll find out soon. Early season game, first of the year, the 27th against St. Augustine's that won the Pioneer Bowl last year. And then I think we see you for television late September versus Bowie State. So a lot of things going on at Hovey Field and at Virginia Union. Head Coach Michael Bailey, Virginia Union Panthers. As we get ready and closer to the CIAA football championship in November. As Damon Wilson, the head football